You know that feeling when you're just buried under a mountain of information, trying to sort out what's real and what's just noise? There's a better way to think through all of it. And nope, it's not just for people in lab coats. Today, we're going to unlock the power of thinking like a scientist. It's a mental toolkit that can help you make way smarter decisions, starting like right now. And our journey is going to start in a place that might seem a little surprising. The field of psychology. Because, see, psychology isn't just about figuring out what we think. At its absolute core, it's a science that's built on how we think. It's really a science of attitude. So that brings us to the big question for this whole explainer, right? What is it that actually makes a field like psychology a science? Is it all the experiments? The data? Well, it turns out it's something way more fundamental. A mindset that honestly applies to just about anything.
Yeah, see, the answer isn't about test tubes or super complex equations. At the heart of it all is this one core principle. Science is really a passion for exploring and understanding the world without misleading anyone and without being misled yourself. It's this deep, deep commitment to being honest with the evidence, even when, especially when, it makes you uncomfortable. That's the foundation we're building on.
Okay, so if that's our foundation, this commitment to honest exploration, how do we actually do it? This is where we shift from the what of science to the how. We're talking about the specific mindset that really drives discovery.
The key to unlocking this whole way of thinking is something called the scientific attitude. And it's not just one thing, but a really powerful combination of 3 different qualities that all work together perfectly.
So let's get practical here. This whole scientific attitude thing isn't some vague, abstract idea. It's a real framework, and it's built on 3 essential parts. You can think of them as the 3 keys that unlock a smarter way of looking at the world. So, the first key, the one that kind of gets the whole engine started, is curiosity. This is the spark, that deep desire to just know more.
But here's the really important part. Scientific curiosity isn't just, passively wondering about things. It's an active passion. It's the drive to not just ask what if, but to actually come up with a hunch and then have the courage to go out and see if you're right, to test it.
A truly curious mind is always asking this beautiful, simple question. Does it work? You take an idea, you put it to the test, can you actually confirm what it predicts? That right there is curiosity in action.
All right, next up is our second key. Now, if curiosity is the gas pedal, then skepticism is the steering wheel. And the brakes. It gives our curiosity direction and, keeps it from flying completely off the rails. And this is so critical. Being skeptical is not about being a cynic who just shoots down every new idea. Not at all. It's about finding that sweet spot right between being gullible and being totally closed-minded. A real skeptic doesn't just dismiss things, they just ask for the evidence. They want to see the receipts,
These are the questions every skeptic should have in their back pocket. What do you mean? That forces people to be clear. How do you know? That demands proof. Just asking these 2 simple questions can save you from a world of bad information.
And that brings us to our third and, honestly, maybe the most difficult key of all, humility. This is the secret ingredient that allows us to actually grow and to correct ourselves when we get things wrong. At its core, humility is really just the simple, powerful recognition that we might be wrong. That every single one of us has blind spots and favorite ideas that we hang on to. It's about having the courage to be open to surprise and accepting that maybe, just maybe, some of our favorite beliefs might need an update when new evidence comes along.
This phrase? This is the perfect example of the humble mindset. Instead of getting all defensive when the data doesn't match what you expected, the humble mind gets excited. An unexpected result isn't a failure, it's a brand new door opening up to a new discovery.
Okay, so we've got our 3 keys: curiosity, skepticism, and humility. So what happens when we put them all together? Well, that's when we unlock something really, really powerful.
So you start with that spark of curiosity, right? That's the engine asking, what if? Then you guide it with a healthy dose of skepticism. That's the filter that's always demanding, how do you know?
And you keep the whole process honest with humility, the foundation that's willing to accept, I might be wrong. And that 3-part combo right there, that's the secret recipe.
And there it is. That recipe, curiosity plus skepticism plus humility, that is critical thinking. It's the active, deliberate process of not just passively taking information in, but examining it, questioning it, and analyzing it from every possible angle. So, okay, that's the theory, but how do you actually use this in your own life? This isn't just some abstract idea, it's a practical toolkit you can use to navigate the world every single day. And this isn't just theory. Think of this as a checklist you can run any idea through. The next time a new claim comes your way, you can just ask, wait, what are the assumptions here? Can I actually trust this source? What hidden biases, in them or even in me, might be at play? Is the evidence actually solid? And finally, do the conclusions they're making really follow from that evidence? This is your toolkit in action.
Look, this mindset doesn't just make us smarter, it makes us more intellectually honest, more resilient. It gives us the power to move through a super complex world with clarity instead of confusion. So as we wrap up, I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. What's one long-held belief or obvious fact that you'll be the first to examine through this new lens? What idea will you question first?